You bring up a great point. I mean, think about the way you want to manage the traffic flow of the visitors in and out of the community. Like you said, in and out of downtown is, you want to steer them maybe away from the bank and the grocery store and the dry cleaners, which is part of the local residents' way of, daily life.
We'd actually be thrilled to have a dry cleaners.
Well, and get them through, and get them through and directly into the areas where they're more apt to spend their money, and not clog up the street or the traffic and so forth. So
Sharon, what did you say? The resident survey has gone out
Yes.
by postcard?
It's called Every Door Direct Mailing.
And
our
who all did it
postmaster,
hit?
pardon?
Who
They
all-
dropped it on Friday. It went all to Hocking County.
Should we have seen it by now?
13,000 households.
Oh.
Like a gift.
And it dropped, because it's Every Door Direct, kind of like bulk mail, and it dropped on Friday. So, like, I haven't received it at my house yet, but we know several people are getting it because we're getting
requests.
survey responses, and we're getting, in fact, we even had a call to ask if it was legit.
Yeah.
If this was real. So, but because the post office, the way they handle bulk mailing, everybody doesn't get it at the same time.
It's a lot slower.
And the printing service, we use DocuCopies, which is a online printing service who does this Every Door Direct Mailing. And they're out of Wisconsin, so it would have had to go probably through Milwaukee and Chicago postal centers before it's getting here. So it's getting out, but I keep watching my mail too, because I haven't gotten mine yet, and I'm in the city, although I'm a rural route, where I'm being in Bowers Heights is considered a rural route. Pardon? Okay, so,
So most of the
and
calls we've
yours
gotten-
came today, so yeah, they're just,
Most of them are.
it's just that they don't all arrive in the mailbox on the same day. But it's the first time that anybody has ever said to the residents, whether you're in tourism or not, what do you think? And I think, first of all, that's way overdue, and that's directly a result of the Sustainable Destination Management through George Washington University, that program, because they push that because they take a very international view of tourism, because they're part of the UN's,
WTO.
tourism, yeah, exactly. And so they're watching what's going on in Spain, where there's actual violence between residents and tourists in areas that have been completely overrun. So that resident piece really came from there. And
Do you guys have any sense of population-wise, like for Hocking County, I guess, like how many people are in tourism versus not?
we know, the thing is when we get the state report, the state economic impact report, and they do tell us how many people are employed in tourism.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it doesn't take into consideration all of those owner-operators. So, if you're not paying yourself, if you're not a wage earner,
Right.
let's say you own your cabin business and, you support yourself from the proceeds, but you're not paying yourself a wage,
Right.
then you're not picked up by the, you're
The
not.
Bureau of Labor
included.
Statistics tracks your
Right.
primary vocation, right? So
Yeah.
if you're in financial investments and if you own a couple cabins, you're not being
Now,
picked up.
Will
That
this-
said,
will this
it's still
survey
one
give
in
you a
every
better sense of
7.
that?
The most recent that we have is 2015, 2017.
Mhm.
Data will be coming in June, we're hoping. But in 2015, 1 out of every 7 people in Hocking County were employed in the tourism industry.
Okay.
The tourism supported that
Sustainable
job,
jobs, yeah.
yeah.
The survey that just went out in the mail, will that give you a better sense of that?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it should.
Okay.
That's what we're hoping, because it's asking, it takes like 15 minutes to complete the survey.
Yeah.
But it's asking how long you've lived here, do you work in tourism?
Mhm.
So that we get an idea. As I said when we did the survey, if I work at General Electric and, I get up in the morning and I go to my job there, and when I get home, I take the kids to soccer, and tourism isn't part of my reality, because I don't touch it. And yet, I'm benefiting from it, because my property taxes would be higher without the local tourism industry.
Mhm.
A number of things would be different without the local tourism industry. But it's not part of, my day-to-day
Right.
reality. So what we hope is that we capture those attitudes as well.
Mhm.
And also, by just asking people, hey, we'd like your opinion, we elevate the awareness of tourism.
Right.
Tim Fuller with the Hocking Hills app. What were your demographics for the respondents, specifically age?
I'd have to go back and look. I don't have that. It was here, but again, it was minimal 18 years, active traveler, meaning traveled in the past 2 years, intend to travel in the next 2 years, et cetera. But typically, when these things, because it's weighted and balanced with U.S. Census data and geographically, in there it'll be weighted so that it reflects the accurate skew population. Shoot me an email, I'll be happy to provide that for you.
I just have a couple questions. I'm the site head, Michelle. The last couple of meetings I've attended, there was some new business owners coming in and developing some indoor, I think it was paintball or something.
There was a gentleman that was trying to develop an indoor family entertainment area, and unfortunately the facility fell through.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious, is there any that we are unaware of, any new businesses, family-orientated things, adult things?
I can speak on that, because I was the individual trying to develop the laser tag. It's indoor laser tag, it's what I was trying to do downtown. And
Okay.
unfortunately, it's just not possible at this point until we get some sustainable buildings that have the infrastructure set up for us. So
Okay.
that's the big problem with going downtown, in my opinion. But new things coming. We are developing our outdoor laser tag site this year, as well as adding 3 new attractions, what we're hoping to do for more family entertainment.
On that side, on 664?
Down by the caves, out by,
Okay.
on 664. Nothing downtown, again, due to infrastructure facilities. So.
Okay. And is there any,
Well,
that you're aware of?
yeah, there's the escape room, the Hocking Hills Escape Room, which are
What?
real popular. Yeah. Didn't you know about Hocking Hills Escape Room downtown?
That's
Yes,
open
on
now,
Spring
or?
Street.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Right,
Those are
like,
fun.
yeah, exactly. I didn't. I actually, my kids were telling me about one in Florida, and I said, oh, that'd be really cool for Hocking Hills. And I got back, and my colleague said, we have one.
That's how long has that been open?
You know, I didn't.
What is it?
They've been open a while.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2
Are you
years.
kidding me?
Because I
So-
started when it over a year ago.
But then we also
It's been
have
open for a
got.
year?
2 years.
Almost
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years.
Well, that's why I'm bringing this up,
Yeah.
because I will tell you, and that goes to what you were saying in regards to our competition. Those kind of things, honestly, as being a cabin owner, these are the things that people are asking from
Right.
us. And those are the nuts and bolts that will bring people here, especially in the winter, because we don't have a lot of,
Right.
the big lodges won't rent like our small cabins
Mm-hmm.
because you have to have big groups, and they don't want to come down for a weekend with a big group if there's nothing,
Right.
for a big group to do when it's so cold out. Versus you can go to Tennessee, yeah, you got that travel, but
Oh, yeah, but I mean, there's
there's so
nonstop
much to
stuff
do.
going on. Yeah.
Versus here, we do need indoor
We do.
activities. So that's kind of, if we're able to communicate this, man, we'll advertise it all over the board in our cabins and on our website. I'd love to have this at my
At your
fingertips. Absolutely.
And we did, I know in the current visitor's guide, we put some attention on some of the music venues, the Appalachian Listening Room. If you haven't been there, go. I can't recommend it highly enough. At Utopia, they've done open mic, they've done karaoke.
Yeah, we've gone for that.
And
Yeah,
they've just had
numerous
bands. And then also at the winery, and this is year
We love it.
round.
Yeah.
With the entertainment, which is great.
We love the winery a little too much.
We gotta stay away sometimes, but go ahead.
But, and then of course in the summertime, the Millstone has got great bands on the weekends, and I think the fact that they have them from 6 to 9 instead of the music starting at 9:30 or 10
Yeah.
it works for me. Because at 9 o'clock I'm going to bed, I'm not going out. But 6 o'clock, so I do like the fact that it seems as though those venues are playing to the habits of our visitors.
I will tell you from an adult perspective, just having, there's other items talk about, that are product development items, some are short-term realistic, others are maybe longer-term realistic, but the most immediate thing you could do, live music. You can work with the restaurants, the bar owners, et cetera, and make sure that there is some place to have, during in season, that there is live music every night, someplace every night of the week, because the consumer is going to come in and go, where do I go to see something
Right.
on a Tuesday night in season?
Mhm.
If anybody, if you're people at the front desk or the cabin owner or whoever can just say, when you check in, there's a sheet. Hey, you're here from Tuesday through Thursday. Tuesday you go to Steve's and listen to live jazz. Wednesday you go to Tommy's and listen to blues. Whatever that is, in there. That is a huge, easy, quick win.
Yeah. One of the
We're in
issues
great
we've
shape on the
had
weekends,
is
it's
like-
midweek where we
Yeah.
don't have the
Yeah.
live music.
One of the issues we've had is, and I'm not gonna call any places out by name, but, because we don't have that many places like that to choose from,
Right.
first of all. And then some of the ones that we do have are like very inconsistent. They keep changing stuff all the time,
Yes.
they run out of stuff, I mean, I'm not gonna mention the pizza place, but not too long ago, we had a big group of people, friends and stuff, and we took them out for pizza, it was 8 o'clock at night, and it was like, oh, sorry, we're out of pizza. At a pizza place.
And subs, they were out of subs.
And it's like, okay, well, we'll go to the next pizza place,
Yeah,
but, it's like,
that is the challenge that we
yeah,
face,
it's a real
absolutely.
challenge. And we try to talk to the owners and the managers and give them feedback. They might not like it all the time, but hopefully they take it to heart and use it, but I don't.
Yeah.
I think Karen had a good point though about the time frame at night though, for us people that have the cabins or the places out. You don't wanna make it too late because even the young people will say, I'm not traveling these roads at night.
Mhm.
So you
Yeah.
wanna have evening, but not too late into the
Yeah,
evening.
and for most adult audiences, honestly, just a place they can go immediately after they eat
After
dinner.
they do the-
right?
after
they
They're
do the
just not
hiking.
quite ready to turn in yet.
Right,
You
after
even
they-
a place that can kill an hour,
Yeah.
even if it's a coffee house, even if it's a, it doesn't have to be a bar oriented,
Right.
even whatever, a bookstore or whatever that just happens to even have a
Just
open
an
mic night or
evening.
something like that, where they know some locals may gather and some live entertainment might happen.
And it does, it's important that it's consistent, you're right,
Yeah,
that's huge.
That'll kill.
Inconsistency will
place.
kill you, yeah.
I thought it was Lindsay, I think, probably posted the 10 things to do after you've hiked or whatever. And the comments, I mean, I was reading the comments. You have to kind of read between the lines, but I think if you can keep doing that and get that kind of feedback, and then share that with some of those destinations, it might be helpful to the destination.
Yeah, the comments is where the real story
The
is.
comments is the real story, yeah.
And one of the things that I noticed, and I forget which post it was not on our site, it was a different, my nephew actually sent me the link. It was outdoor something, anyway, it was a Facebook page. And they posted about how wonderful the Hocking Hills was. They had done this beautiful article about all the attributes of the Hocking Hills. And then there were comments, and the only negative comments were from local residents. And some of them were scathing. And I thought, oh my gosh. I mean, so that was kind of, but now the neat thing was that somebody would put some negative comment, and the non-resident, the visitor would come to our defense. I mean, with great passion, and which I love that because it's like, well, good, at least they're on our side,
Right.
But the harshest comments were from our local residents, and I didn't know who anybody was. I didn't grow up here, so I'm not one of those that knows, everybody's generational span, which some days I'm kind of glad about that, But I did take great heart in the fact that we have some very loyal defenders, that if you say anything bad about the Hocking Hills, they are right there to counteract it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
No, please.
My only other question was, in regards to some of the questions, or did you get feedback in regards to the other places? Because we're originally from Toledo, and, we grew up going to Cedar Point, Lake Erie.
Sure.
Just everything you could possibly do as far as fun activities. Was there any?
Now we live here, what's that tell you?
We're on vacation every day, even though we work hard at our business. But any feedback in regards to people wanting, I don't know, rock formation, splash parks?
Yeah, it wasn't a product assessment, we weren't asking them what wasn't there that they wanted. This was just purely image attributes of existing attributes. So,
Okay.
so we have, I mean, we can cross-slice the data, we've got it for every destination in the competitive set that we measured again. So there's about 55 more slides that Karen has that we didn't just share with you, we just didn't put for today's time. But we can look at every single one of those, you know, great for wineries, great for outdoors, great for rock climbing, great for, you know, whatever these, great for horseback riding, you know, whatever those things are, we can show you how they stack up against the competitive set, what the image was against
And
those.
we put Lake Erie Shores and Islands in our competitive set because in the state of Ohio, that would be the most notable
It was where-
other destination.
Mhm.
But in the world of destinations, we are night and day different. The experience that we offer is completely different than what Lake Erie Shores and Islands is all about.
Right.
They're,